Hello everyone. Today we'll record a short overview of Bitcoin. Then we'll do an analysis of Nvidia's stock, and after that we'll take a look at the cryptocurrency Ripple. That's the plan for the next 2 days. That's another reason to subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you'd like me to cover. Now let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart, daily candles. By the way, let me remind you that I said Bitcoin has a chance to rise to around $100,000 or even higher, and that scenario is still relevant. But the question is it a good time to buy? Bitcoin started its decline right here, from around $126,000. That was on October 6th. There was a huge crash here on October 10th, and all the media outlets were writing about it. And notice, it tested the 200-day orange and the 300-day blue moving averages. After that, there was a bounce from the 50 and 100-day averages, then again the 200-day, then again the 50-day, then again the 200-day, and then again the 50-day. And that's how it kept chopping back and forth. I've told you that this is a fairly common situation with Bitcoin when it draws something like this between the moving averages. But if it enters this pattern from above, right between the moving averages, then, as a rule, it usually breaks downward afterward. And that's exactly what happened. It broke downward. It paused for a while around the 300-day moving average. And then the decline continued right up until November 21st, when we were able to confirm a reversal on November 23rd with this green candle. Why? Because it engulfed the falling candle from November 21st. Why don't we consider the candle from November 22nd? That was a candle of indecision. It had a very small body and it didn't even set a new local low. Now let's look further. The price starts to rise. This rise stops at the green candle on November 27th. That's the level of $90,484. What happens next? Here's what happens next. We see an engulfing of this green growth candle, which had set a new local high. We engulfed it on November 30th and marked the target level for a decline at the base of this green candle, $87,378. We went noticeably lower. But here the fall ended after we engulfed the red candle, or orange one, if you prefer to call it that. Accordingly, at the moment, Bitcoin is formally in a downtrend on the daily time frame. And that's why only a daily close above the level of $88,172 will indicate that we've engulfed the falling candle from December 15th and have a chance to move upward. Upward to where? Now we need the weekly candles. And this is the point where the $100,000 is being drawn. Look, if we get a bounce from the 100-week moving average, then we have every chance to move into the area of 102,000, where the 5-week moving average runs. So in fact, right now we are here, in a flat, in a sideways trend. This is not a guarantee that Bitcoin will rise to the area of $102,000, but I assess the probability of this as very high. At the same time, we need to understand that if we open a long position, the stop for this position should be set below the low of this candle that we are engulfing, or at least below the low of the candle that does the engulfing. That's the whole overview. So, we wait for Bitcoin to close above the level of $88,172 on the daily candles, and only then can we consider a long position, but not before. And that's only if we don't get a new falling candle with a new local low. If that happens, then we'll need to engulf that one instead. Subscribe to the channel. And let me remind you that the next review will be about Nvidia stocks, and after that, about the cryptocurrency Ripple. And that's coming up in the next 2 days. Goodbye.